Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, we're off for more of Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, and in the last episode, we jumped across what seemed to be an empty chasm, right over there actually, in the Goron Village, and we jumped across the visible platforms to get the Lens of Truth, which is a Sheikah item in Termina for some reason, but we were able to see the dead, recently deceased hero with Goron's Darmani, followed him to his grave, played the Song of Healing, he turned into a mask, which we are now wearing to inhabit his body. Everybody thinks that we are him, and yeah, we were able to, because of the spring water in his grave, we were able to thaw out the Goron Elder, put his son to sleep, and that's where we left off, because now we have the full, where is it? Goron Lullaby, which was 2 notes off, bless him. And yes, that was a bit of a long-winded intro, but a lot happened in the last episode, and we were also up to time. And what I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to take this off, and I need items. Mostly a stick. It'd be nice if I could move faster while on foot in normal form, but what we need to do is, in one fell swoop, and you'll be surprised how long that this stick actually lasts for in here. Maybe it's because it's so cold. Perhaps. Environmental, what am I trying to say here? Environment affecting our stick could potentially be a thing. Also, this might warm up the Gorons a bit more. But in one fell swoop, we need to light every single one of these torches, because they came back on when the baby stopped crying, which the Gorons did allude to. I haven't actually started talking right now because we are coming up to time, and problem is, when we hop up a ledge, we're not holding the stick in the correct manner. But now we have the chandelier moving, and I did break the one that we already just did before the end, but I didn't have the time to actually do it, because it continues this side quest. What we did and left off was part of the main story, but it started a side quest. Now we're continuing with it, and that's what we're starting off with. Is that a good idea? Probably not, but we lit up the Goron Shrine, and now the chandelier is rotating like mad. Now what we are intended to do, I forget that I don't have a sword, so I'm just going to slap this sign back on. Sign? Mask, you know what I mean. I shouldn't have done that, because what we're supposed to do is continuously roll off that ramp and smash into them. I did not mean to take that picture. Hello there, Taddle. You know what, we'll keep that, because why the hell not. So we want to build up some... Okay, that weren't the one. I was about to say, we want to build up some speed on the frozen carpet, and we need to keep doing this. So I'm not going to keep on talking while I'm going up and down all the time in order to go do this, because I'm just going to be bouncing off the walls just trying to get enough speed. Thankfully, the chandelier pieces don't respawn when you transition between these 2 rooms, but they do if you leave. Never mind, I got it on the 3rd attempt. Third time's the charm. Where's that gone? Okay, so we have this. I believe if we talk to one of the Gorons, they actually mention this. You found the rock sirloin that a food-loving Goron hid in the chandelier. If I drop this for a second, actually, I think it's this guy. Oh, the chandelier! So that's how it works. I had no idea. Nah. Where's the other guy? There he is. The crying stopped, but there's still something wrong with my eyes. He's supposed to be dead, yet I see Darmani standing right before my own eyes. It is you. You can have the food I hid in the chandelier up there, so please just die in peace. I'm guessing he thinks that we haunt him. But, hey, we found the food. He said that we can keep it as long as we leave him be. Problem. Gorons are slow when they're not a ball. And if we're not rolling like a boulder down a mountain, we got to walk all the way down the mountain. So that is a bit of a problem. We're this slow. So, where we got to take this? Well, remember that one of the Gorons one of the first Gorons that we saw while heading to this area said that he would like to have his last meal. And it's been almost 24 hours since we last talked to the guy. That's pretty bad. But we need to get this food to him. So I'm going to speed this up a bit, because it's going to be a walk. I just smacked him in the face, as you just saw right there, and yeah, he was perfectly fine with it, because he wanted it in his gob. That's it. It's so good I can dream about it. The Dongo Cavern's finest quality rock sirloin. The Dongo's Cavern?
This is my absolute favourite. Blessed be this meal.
To one of those caverns in Hyrule. Is there another method on getting to this land than through the clock tower?
Oh, my energy has returned to me. I'm coming down now. Wait one moment.
Your feet were not frozen. You've been having me on, and you could have done what I said earlier.
Oh, I wondered who it might be. Why, if it isn't Darmani!
You are alive?
Yes, I see. That's the reason why you knew my favourite food. Oh, I almost forgot. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude.
Don Gallo's mask. It just looks like a Don Gallo, conductor of the Frog Choir.
It was crafted so well that no one would even think twice that you were to conduct the Frog Choir.
What, by wearing a piece of paper that's folded like a frog on my head? Well, that was that mission complete. You gave the rock sirloin to the hungry Goron on the mountain village cliff. In return, he gave you the Don Geralt's mask. Right before I exit this menu, during practice, it took me quite a while to actually get the right chandelier pot in order to get the rock sirloin. And when I gave this guy to him, it clocked to the morning of the second day. So I'm actually ahead on time right now. Although that would have been more convenient for something that, you know, we popped into the smithy right here that was supposed to go back to the morning. I guess we can make a little bit of forward progress, and then we can walk back. You'll see what I mean in a bit.
I hope that spring will come soon so I can hear the frog's lively performance. Hope as I might. It's too cold. I'll go back to Goron Village. They see me rolling, they head in.
Right, so, yeah, as a Goron, we can punch these big snowballs, which is very helpful. And really, the only thing that we can actually do right now is just head up the mountain, because now we can Goron roll. But we had to go do what we needed to do at Goron's village first, as you will see once we get further on. We cleared the jump, let's go! Go grease lightning, burning up a quarter mile. Grease lightning, go grease lightning. There we are, done it. I was actually trying to turn that on, actually. There are invisible... Ouch! As I was just about to say there, rudely interrupted, there's invisible platforms leading up to that heart piece. But if we get a slightly better angle here... The gap between the last one and the heart piece is a bit too much for us to make, even if we were able to jump, even as a Goron or not. So we can't do that right now. That heart piece will have to wait. This way to the Snowhead Temple. Please contact the Goron Elder if you have any information on the whereabouts of the temple guard. Is someone supposed to be guarding this temple? We never heard of anything of this. Get that out of the way. And get a nice bit of magic for it. Also, if you've noticed when we're going through all this, I haven't actually been trying to whack any trees for anything other than rupees, because we haven't been able to collect any gold tillers. I never actually mentioned that, but they're not a collectible in this game. That was the curse back in Hyrule. So it looks like the temple is just spitting out ice-cold air. That might be where it's coming from. That might be why it's colder than cold. I mean, this is the highest point in Termina, so it probably is going to be cold anyway, but you get my point. This is what I meant by warping back when we need to. I will not save my progress right now. Oh, hello there. That's a biggie. No, I don't want to curl, because I'm going to destroy the sign before I can read it. High winds ahead, gusts and snow flurries may blow careless travellers off the cliffs. Do you remember how Darmani died? He said he got pushed off the cliff, and that big old scar on his belly is probably him getting spiked or slashed during mid-fall. Yeah, this might be that wind, but if we use the, Lens of Truth here, turns out that that's the actual guard, but he's been possessed or something? Enchanted with dark magic? Blowing the cold winds that are affecting the location, and probably what killed Darmani, and no one can see him because he's invisible. What's that? There's something in the middle of the blizzard. Can't you see it? I can see it, and no matter, try as we might, trying to push against the blizzard. I mean, we can, technically, as you saw right there. I've got to kind of wiggle in order to fight against it. We can't really push any further forward. Oh boy! And we just Darmani'd. Thankfully, we have a Tattle that will warp us back to safe ground, looking out for us. Kind of unfortunate that Darmani didn't have a Guardian Fairy. I'm pretty sure that this is impossible. We can't get across in that blizzard. I blame that guy over there. What? You can't see him? Before we try again, we need to find some way of dealing with that blowhard. Yeah, you don't get those tips in the original. You just have to figure it out. But what happens if we just put this Goron to sleep with a lullaby? That ought to do it. Nighty-night, you. I hope he had a safer landing than Darmani, because he's a big boy. Either that, or we just killed a Goron in order to save the rest of them. Well, needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Let's head up there. Just jumped over those white wolfos, and I just realised I went the long way round. Hopefully I can segue back round in a timely manner. Where's that entrance? It's actually on the map, you can see it. That's where I want to go to first. There we are. Awesome. It's also 4 in the morning. I would like to actually have my sword back from the smithy. Oh, can you please hear up, please? Find the three fairies trapped in Snowhead Temple and bring them back to us. And we still get fully healed like a great fairy would without the grandiose cutscene. Gave us magic and everything. So there are 15 stray fairies in this temple as well. That's going to be a running thing. And we are besieged by nobodies. Get rid of these guys. Our fists are strong enough to deal with them. So what you're intended to do is roll as a Goron up this slope all the way to the temple. But to be fair, I like to take it slow. Actually, I don't remember the bows being here, because I normally enter during the morning. Like I said, I'm a little bit ahead on time, so we can get a little bit of the dungeon done before I go back and get my sword. Because I would like to use that, although we will have to take extra time to get back into the dungeon. Also, this turn, you have to roll in the original, but you can easily walk it in the remake. You don't need maximum speed, though. We got a nice quill here. I'm just going to pound. That'll do it. And I'm going to just punch you and punch you. That'll do it. This block is a little bit too big for us to push normally. But as long as we're a Goron, we'll be able to heave it. It's slightly too big for us to push without the silver gauntlets. Thankfully, Gorons are strong enough in order to do that without that ability. Or that item, shall I say. It grants that ability. Right, I'm not having good luck here. Oh yeah, by the way, if you use your shield as a Goron, you basically do like a Hylian shield sort of deal. You just put on like a coat of armor. There, that'll take care of you. Down, boy. So if you've noticed, I have never taken off the Great Fairy's mask. That's because that we're going to be needing it for the dungeon. So we are already in another dungeon. It's almost 5 o'clock. Can I get this room done first? Well, let me know you something. We can stand in hot water and not get hurt. It's because we're rock. And we want to come down here because if you look there... Yeah, some of the walls in the original used to be solid when trying to do this. But what we want to do is slap this on. I press the Great Fairy Mask so it automatically dequips this. And I need my bow. And... Okay, I don't know what happened there. I wasted an arrow even though I was aiming. But we can go grab this. That's one already. I can't equip items when the text is on screen. There we go. I don't know if times do ticks, actually. I'm pretty sure it don't. This room's actually a little bit different. There used to be a fairy underneath here, but I keep pressing A. But there isn't there in the original version. I might have already shown what the how that post looked like in comparison in the original. Oh yeah, mash B to climb faster. It just looks ridiculous as Goron Link. There we are. But what we need to do is make this jump. So let's go do that. Ding dong. I went on an angle. That's fine. But I'm going to take off the mask here. And I'm going to target this door. Yeah, this area is completely different. There was a box that actually stopped you from rolling off the side. But only once if you break it. And you had to jump over to that stairway in order to make the jump. And there was also a stray fairy underneath the platform to the stairs, but there isn't here, as I've already shown you. So, segueing back to this, we're going to go straight upstairs, because that great fairy has... Oh, that great fairy shard, stray fairy, whatever you want to call it, has been moved here. Oh, I didn't mean to go down, but at the same time, I don't have... Oh, no, sorry. That stray fairy's been moved over there. And we can easily just... If I can snipe the balloon, I don't know why I'm so bad at aiming today. We can do that, and we can even jump across here, which I believe was not a thing before. I'm just going to slap this on since we got that. We can break you. That's the box that was originally over there. So they moved basically everything on that side of the room to this side of the room. That was a little tidbit that I completely forgot about. So that stray fairy was over there. The stray fairy I got up there, up these stairs, was there before, but it was in a bubble, which you could just walk into to pop it anyway. So I don't know why they did not put it in a bubble. Real bomb shoot. Easy one this time. Boom. Oh, I didn't blow anything up. You know what? You're going to do that to me. I'll just punch them all. Loads of money. Oh, camera just did a swivel on me. Don't approve of that, good sir. We can one-shot Freezards in one hit with our fists. Fighting is super effective against ice, after all. Link's eyes there. When he was in shock, he found the dungeon map. Maybe he has to squint. Who knows? But that's the dungeon map yet again. That is all normal. And if we look up here, there is an eye in an ice block, so we can't do anything about that right now. As I've said, because there's a ledge here, Goron Link cannot jump, so you would have had to take off your mask in order to make the jump. But the platform that was here, instead of leading directly to there, would be attached to this doorway. Instead, we got to take off the mask to make this jump instead. So, again, very minor changes. But changes nonetheless. Can't do anything else in that room right now until we have methods of melting the ice, but we can hear flames here. This is the central room of the dungeon, and it is huge. And it can be pretty confusing if you don't know what you're doing. In fact, sometimes even after practice, I still don't know what I'm doing. And it gets more complicated later on, and you'll see why. So, we've got a stairway leading downstairs. We'll deal with that in a minute, because I do actually want to leave the dungeon. So I can go get myself my sword back. See how that's looking. But what do we do now? Well, if we come over this way... Dude, that... Really? That didn't count? Shoot through the flame to melt the door. That is our shortcut back. But we've also got that door all the way over there, which we cannot melt. Or... yeah, I want to look. I was about to press the camera then. Yeah, we can't get through that door either. There is another way that we can do things. I believe that if we light a stick... I never actually tried this, so I'm going to try it. If we light this stick, we could probably make it to this ice block and melt it early. Nope, it's not strong enough. I don't know why a... Wow, that went quick. And we're in the heart of the ice. Why does it last so long in the Goron Village? I have no idea. But yeah, obviously, apparently a deco stick is not hot enough. And yet, a lit arrow is. Maybe it's because it hits it with force and it's embedded. That might be why. Who knows. But holding a stick with that's a light ain't going to work. So, I've left the dungeon. Could have warped, but we were right there. I need to get back to the mountain smithy, because I want my sword back. It's actually getting annoying that every time I want to press the B button, I don't swing my sword. To the mountain village! We can come back here easily. Hello! I want my sword, please! We didn't actually come back to see how it looked, but we can do that again later on. I kept you waiting, but it's done, see? Look at that sword! In my opinion, one of the coolest looking swords ever in Zelda. There's a big caveat to this sword though. The Kiri sword has been strengthened to the Razor sword. It has an overarching blade on top of its original blade cut in half and extended a tad. This new sharper blade is a cut above the rest, quite literally in terms of design. Use it up to 100 times without dulling its superior edge. 100 times. That's the problem here. Once you swing it 100 times, not hitting anything with it, but just swinging it, it will revert to the original Kikiri... Well, I say original. The Majora's Mask model of the Kikiri sword. That's quite annoying, so we don't want to be overusing this blade. And the only other game that you can use this very weapon in is in Soul Calibur 2 for the GameCube specifically. Because Link is an exclusive character to the GameCube version. It's one of his weapons that you can get in story mode. You fixed the Mountain Smithy's half, and your Kiri sword was sharpened into a razor sword. Now, keep in mind, after you use this sword 100 times, the blade will lose its edge and return to its original sharpness. But I'll let you on in a little secret. If you value a strong blade, bring me some gold dust before that sword there loses its edge. You do that, and I'll be able to forge you even the strongest of swords. Even better, it will never lose its edge. Ever! Not a little! You get all that? Gold dust. Bring me some. Good things will happen. Think on it. Good things will happen. I'm starting to get, like, Happy Mars salesman vibes. Are you the Happy Smith salesman? He tends to agree. Right, let's get out of this. And let's have a look at our swanky new blade. First of all, I'm going to protect. Our scabbard has been modified to accommodate the additional edge. It's not that longer, but let's get it out. That's one swing already, so we don't want to be too cavalier. It actually looks smaller than it did. Yeah, it looked bigger than what it actually is. But this definitely does double the damage of our original blade. But we want to keep an eye on this. We don't want to be using it too often. For now, though, we need to go back to the temple. As I've said already, we're at pretty much the highest point in Termina right now. Or what we would think is the highest point in Termina. Look how close the moon is to the top of that mountain over there that we cannot climb. Look at that! This is on day 2. And I also apologise for how potentially disjointed this episode's been. It's been all over the place. Actually, I want that magic. Let's punch our way back out. There we are. Thank you very much. It's mainly because that, yeah, I got the Rook Sirloin a lot quicker than I was planning on. Because after I handed in the Rook Sirloin to that Goron there, we would have been able to... Okay, you really need to pee off. There we are. Get it pee off because you're a dog. Funny. Yeah, it's like we were pretty much off kilt because... I got the Rock Sirloin a lot quicker, and I would have been able to go straight to getting my sword before heading up the mountain. But hey, sometimes that happens. Can't plan for everything, I suppose. Actually, I could use a fairy. I haven't got anything in my bottle. That'll do. I'm already at max health, so I'll keep that right there. What do I want? Keep my arrows on for now, I think. That'll probably be the better part of Valor. We got a switch here that we can't do anything with. It's a very unique looking one. Also, look at this lava pool. I never noticed this before, but it's in the shape of a heart. Or a very wonky heart. But what I want to do is, well, not get hit by these fire bubbles. I want to step on this big old plate, which can only be hit by Goron Link because 1 of its size, 2 because it's in lava that we can step on. Spawns a chest, which I believe has a stray fairy in it. Now, how that chest is not igniting, I have no idea. I attribute it to magic. If we go through this door, there's not much that we can actually do here right now. There is a couple of pots that we can bash for a bit of a top-up if we need it. But there's a deco flower, a yellow deco flower, mind you, that is kind of stuck in ice. So there's not much we can do in this room right now. And the only reason why I came down here is so I could actually go get that string fairy, because I don't think there's anything else down here either. A lot of grass, though, that we can cut. Which, again, right next to both... Well, it's in a place of fire and ice. That combination seems to be quite prevalent in games these days. So, can't go that way. That's a door that we haven't gone through yet. So, let's make our way to this door. We can pull this out of the way. I don't think we need to be Goron Link to pull this. But... this isn't an icy floor, or icy enough for the block to move, because it's probably double stacked, so it doesn't slide about. Plus, we're also Goron Link, so we don't tend to slide about too much anyway. There's a hidden chest behind here, much more fancy looking. Small key, we'll be needing that. This room is actually a dead end. It looks like there is a door that goes down, but it's up there. And if we go back to the front of the dungeon, there was a door with a key that we needed to open. But before we do that, we want to continue pushing this block across the room. Just push it straight forward when you pull it out of its original spot. And it should slot nicely into place. If you don't put it in this particular spot, it will reset. So don't do that. Put it in the spot that it needs to be in. There we are. Not only will that make a chest appear for later on, but it will also keep the block there. Thank you for the arrows. Let's head on out. And let's head back to the beginning again. Ignore you again. I'm going to open this door and just head on through. That guy's not trapped in ice, but he was hiding behind it. There's nothing in that ice, so that was just a visual trick to make you think that the white wolfos was frozen. There we are, got ya. Bad puppy. There's a chest over here as well. Another icy wolfos that is just behind the snow. I know, I said that backwards on purpose because I realised what I said. The compass! We got both the map and the compass back to back effectively. Very helpful, that. So we can have a look at the map now. And, yeah, we can see all the chests once again. If we scroll downwards, we can see where the stray fairies that we already have. We already have a third of them almost. So that's pretty good. Scroll up a bit. Yeah, pretty tall dungeon, but not many rooms. Again, it's the middle room that's going to be the biggest issue. So over here, quick. Break these. All in one. Can we break walls with our fists? No, we can't. For some reason, my first fist was going through the wall. But what we want is bombs. And I'm going to take off the mask. And I'm going to try and time a throw here, because I don't have bomb shoes. Huh! There we are, in that box right above there. Was a stray fairy. It's a little bit of a shame that my bomb didn't destroy this wall, though. Because that's needed to progress. Right, let's swap again. So I can just go... Oh, okay, I just barely got him with my shockwave. That was delayed, but I got him. Yeah, we can't hit that switch either. So there's not really much we can do in this room for now. We're going to have to come back. But hey, now we do have a third of the fairies. Okay, this is an interesting room. What? It's an icicle. Just like the one we saw outside. Yeah, right before we went up the mountain. Well, we know what to do. I do realise I'm going into my menu quite a lot. It's because I want to keep the lens of truth on, because we will be needing it. Thank God we don't get out the... Really? Cutscene. Every time that we want to draw our bow. Oh, whoops. Oh, seriously, man. You're making me waste arrows. Yeah, this takes a while, and we want to do this for every single one of them. Actually, I think we'll be needing a lens of truth in this very room now, I remember. So that's actually quite convenient. I have to wait for it to stop wobbling before I can do that. We've also got a big old snow poff there that we want to blow up with our bombs, or better yet, save the ammo and just whip on the body of Darmani and just give it a good old whack. First of all, though, going to come over this way. There we are, dodge that. 20 rupees for us right there. Work on the lens of truth. There's a chest in a hidden spot in the wall, which, funnily enough, you can't see on the map. Because if I hop out of there, the only way we would know is if we've already been in there. Or, you know, looking for a chest. I was going to spin. I remembered not to do that. There's no enemies around here, so I don't need to worry about doing that for now. Also, I'm almost maxed out on money, which is pretty cool. Link can't jump up that ledge for some reason, so we're going to have to... Parkour. Can I just do this? Yeah, I can. And now we're maxed out on money yet again. And there's still 20 rupees in this room that we don't need. I guess we could go buy some provisions, but we don't really need to. Got a small key. That's it for this room. You know, if you slap this on, if the hair's not shimmering, you've got everything. You have the key, so let's get through. This one's a sneaky one. And this is a little bit annoying as well, because when you are in first-person view with your bow like this, in the original, you can't slap on the lens of truth. Now we can. And when you're in first person as well, you can't slap on the Great Fairy's mask. Like that. Now we're good. Thing is, though, you would need all three of your item slots taken in order to do that. But if you're using any other magic-based item, you can't use any other magic-based item. I just realised I used my sword. It's fine. It's only 2 slices. We've got a lot of white bows here. Now, what do we need to do in order to get through this room? We've got a switch here, 2 platforms there, and a switch across the other side of the room there. If we could melt this ice, we could skip this room entirely. But sadly, that's not the case. So what we're going to do is slap this on, and we're going to have to keep taking this off and removing it all the time. Wait, you think you can push down something like this just by standing on top of it? You're going to have to find some way to pound it down. Oh, yeah, but you mean like this? Like any other, like, collectathon game on the N64, we're going to whack a switch. And now Zelda's doing it. So now we need to take off the mask. Jump across. Slap on the mask again. All the bows are in the pit, by the way. Got plenty of magic here. But now the this one's blocking the door, the one we just pounded in order to get up. So what we got to do is pound this in order to raise that up. That one's timed, though, so what we got to do is not do what I just did there and roll off the edge. If I'm quick, though, I can hop back up here and remedy this situation. I think you can see what I've got to do. I've got to whack this one over here in order to climb up the blue one in order to get through the door. Actually, the blue one's got a pretty decent time limit. We're good. Wow, just in time. I had just in time to do 2 laps of that. And I still got through without having to restart the whole thing. But yeah, we didn't even need to fight any of these enemies either. We're on a bit of a dead end here, but where is it? It's not on this side, is it? Is it higher up? Oh, it's on the other side. Okay. So, you see that ledge there? That's a dead giveaway. Remember that. They actually changed the design of the walls to make that a little bit more difficult to get to in the remake. Because you could easily cheese it from this point here, actually. Because I think it was actually further down as well. It's like further higher up. I think if you were on that platform there above us, and you could do like a roll jump, because remember, rolling before you jump holds your momentum. I want to come down here first. You could actually make it. In this case, though, we can't do that right now. And you can't do that in the 3D version either, because they moved the platform up a bit. So, we're almost done with today. We are going to go back to the beginning of the dungeon in just a moment, in order to save and end the episode off. But first of all, roll over across the side of the room like that. Thankfully, we have a little bit of a safety net that we just went down. We've got a door here, which will take us back to the room that we were already in, but we want to leave that for now, because if we go in there now, we can't really do much. We want to do this room first, and that's the shortcut we're going to take in order to get back up to this point, after we're done with this very room. It's the one with the iced eye. Hello there! You're a new face! What are you, good sir? Let's take this off and have a look. I see ya. It's a Wizrobe! A very wacky one at that. You get your chance to strike right when it starts to attack. Be on the lookout. Well, I'm just going to snipe you. There are multiple ways you can take this guy out, because he's weak to quite a lot of things. But I want to use my sword against him to get some extra damage off. But you could just stand in the middle of the room and snipe him whenever he shows up. I'm really bad at aiming today. Good lord. Oh, okay. You made me waste an arrow. Thank you. This means we're in phase 2. This means that he'll have clones spawning on every single one, but he'll be at the correct one, about to sling a ice or fire spell that is equivalent to the spells that Kume and Kutaka used against when you were fighting them as Twin Rover. He's on that one. And he's dead. There we go. I'm going to slap this back on, because I need to go make that jump to get out of this room. And there we are. Took out a Wizrobe. Not really annoying. Pretty simple. We got the fire arrows! Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you used the fire arrows against the chandelier pots, they would break. I think I might be thinking of that. Parallel your arrows with magic. Direct hit will put the heat on your target. Aim wisely and set objects aflame and melt ice. Yeah, the coldest point in Termina holds the countermeasure for that. And with this, we can now go into this room, where that ice eye is, and if we shoot that ice eye, that platform in the middle will raise. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing, starting with this room, in the next episode. So I'm going to head back to the beginning of the dungeon, and I will see you guys next time.